Hello everyone and welcome back to the iCode channel. Today I'm going to show you how to connect this Vectrex controller to your computer. Whether it's your Windows PC, your laptop, your MacBook, or even your Linux boxes, or even your phone. Now you can connect these types of devices, whether it's the Vectrex controller or Atari or Coleco or Intellivision or Sega, the dual adapter, which is this dual ultimate adapter, is your friend, and it can help you connect this Vectrex controller to your PC so you can enjoy both the original legacy Vectrex games, which you can play on emulation, which I'm going to show you today, but you can play any modern game because the adapter will convert the controller to look like a modern game controller on your computer. So any game that works with gamepads will now work with your Vectrex controller. What's nice about the Vectrex controller, it's got a nice analog control, which is auto-centering. It's got 4 buttons that are going to be fully mappable with this device, and I'm going to show you how it works. So first, this controller, this adapter comes with 2 ports, so you can connect up to 2 of these at a time to a single device. So you can play 2-player games as well, and there are some good 2-player games on Vectrex. So this is player 1 on port 1, and then port 2 is player 2 typically. And then it's got an on-off switch on the side and a USB-C port. So it comes with this wire, so you just connect this to your computer on the other end, and you connect it on this side, and you flick the switch, and it turns on, shows you the logo, and then it shows you that it's in legacy mode because it can emulate different types of USB devices. So depending on if you're connected on Nintendo Switch or a MacBook or a regular Windows PC, you may need to change the emulation mode. But for Windows, it's basically the default. And now once it's booted up, it's ready to go. So this particular one is already configured for Vectrex. If it's not on Vectrex, you would see like Atari, Joysticks, or something else on the screen. But this is the new screen that tells me it's in Vectrex mode. And this is a preview of Vectrex. It doesn't yet support the Vectrex, so it's still in early beta stage, what I'm showing you. But hopefully in the next month or 2, it will make public release. So I'm looking for a lot of good feedback from you guys once you get to see how it works today. And if you want to see this come out into public release, some words of encouragement or feedback on things you like to see and improve, or problems you might see during what I'm going to show you, it would be great. But in Vectrex mode, basically, let me zoom in a little bit here so we can talk about this a little bit more. So you'll see that it shows you the 2 sides, which is port 1 and port 2, and then you can see at the bottom 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the buttons that are on the Vectrex controller, and basically it will give you instant feedback. So right now it says connect controller. As soon as I connect it, it's going to take 1 second to auto calibrate, because every Vectrex controller's potentiometer inside the system might be slightly different, and it auto centers, finds the center, and it shows you the hash. And it even auto calibrates, so when you move all the way to the left and right and up and down and a circle, basically now you've calibrated it and it's ready to go. And if I press the buttons, you'll see that they're responding on the screen as well. So that's basically all there is to it. You can go into the menu system here, and in the Vectrex section, which is going to be here, you'll see that there's a bunch of other settings like resolution. Right now I've set it to 100%. I'm going to show you guys what resolution is in a minute and how useful that is on some games, especially on the Vectrex. You've got dead zone settings. So given that it's an analog control, this is a pretty accurate device, so you could turn it off. But depending on what game you're playing, if you're playing some modern games and you need absolute dead center, so when you let go of the stick, does it come truly to dead centers? Typically there's a small dead zone area, so this helps you adjust for that dead zone. But I find that 1 or 2% is typically good. And then there's jitter control, which I like because it eliminates and makes it really smooth, so that and highly responsive, so that when I play games, I don't it eliminates all the bad things that would mean, like if you got dirty dirt in your potentiometers and you get spikes, it'll clean those spikes out. And this is special technology in this Duo Ultimate. All right, so let me show you in a game. But before we get in the game, actually, let me show you quickly on Windows. I'm going to go ahead and switch my screen so you guys can see it. All right, so I'm back in Windows. I'm going to go ahead and open up my USB game controllers window. So all I did, by the way, was push the Windows key, type in US, and then the first one typically is the USB game controllers. I hit enter, and now you can see I've got two game pads that Windows sees, and that's because we got two ports, right? Port 1 is the top one, port 2 is the bottom one. So I'm going to go ahead and double click on the top one. And now this is the, basically the testing to see if Windows sees the gamepad. So if I move up and down, you can see the hashtag both on the little screen here and on the Windows screen is moving. And if I move left and right, so it's actually working very nicely. And centering works really well. As soon as I let go, it's dead center. There's no jitter of any kind, and it works wonderfully. And then the buttons, I've mapped them to button 1, 2, 3, 4. So each of these 4 buttons are mapped that way. But the Duo lets you map them any way you like. So you can change these, even make them act like 2 different buttons at the same time, act like a keyboard. So depending on the game that you play, you can certainly change what the buttons function as. Okay, so now that we know Windows is seeing the gamepad and is functional, I'm going to go ahead and close these two, and I'm going to go ahead and start RetroArch, which is a common emulation platform, which has a bunch of different cores and different emulators. And we're going to use the Vectrex GCE emulator. So I'm going to load that core. And then you would go to load content and pick the game you want to play. So I'm going to go ahead and go into Vectrex folder of my games. And let's start with Armor Attack. And I'm going to load that one. And we'll see how the game responds. Okay, a little bit loud. I'm going to turn it down so you guys can hear me. Okay, there we go. Maybe I made it louder. That's okay, we'll have some fun. Okay, so game 1. Game 2, game 1. Okay, I'm going to push start here. Alright, so now you can see, as soon as I move left and right, and I press the button, it's very nicely responsive. And button B is my fire button. Okay, Chopper, I'm going to get you. Come on, don't hide from me. Oh, man. I was good at this game. What happened? Let's try one more time. All right. Come on. Let's go. All right, we're going to get the tank. There we go. That's much better. Give it to me. There we go. All right, now we're battling. I'm going to go around this guy. All right, want to be... Gotcha. Okay, so you can see it's very responsive, and it plays really well. When I go left and right, it's very smooth, and almost instant response. So it's awesome. Okay, so I'm going to now show you a different game, because on that game we're going to change some of the settings, in a way cheat the game. So let's close this out, and then I'm going to load a different game. So I'm going to go to my start directory, Vectrex, and I'm going to do Hyperchase. So if you're familiar with Hyperchase, it's a high-speed car game, and it can be difficult because you got to stay out of the edges of the screen, because if you go to the edges, you can kind of go off the road. And the Vectrex controller is known to be quite sensitive, so sensitivity settings in the Duo is going to be important, and also resolution and clipping the edges is another feature of the Duo Ultimate, because watch what happens when I move. If I go to the right, it's great. If I go to the left, it's great. I can go back and forth. But if I go too fast, I can, as soon as I hit the edge, my car crashes. So how do I stop the controller from going to the edge? That's what we want to try to avoid, is getting edge to edge. So with the Duo Plus, with Duo Ultimate, you can control that. So let me push pause here, and I'm going to go into the settings menu, and I'm just going to tell you because I know it's kind of hard to see. I'm going to go to resolution. Instead of 100%, I'm going to change it all the way down to 50% just to see. So what 50% does, it'll make the outer edges, basically it kind of zooms in. So think of it zooming in, where it's zooming in and it's only letting you go in a little bit less than what you normally would in the narrower area, and then you'll have more resolution in between those. So instead of 8 bits of data covering the entire span of the screen, now it's only covering this much. So you get both better granularity, and you get the clipping action that we wanted. So let's see how that translates to the game. So I'm back in the game. Now notice I'm moving all the way to the right and all the way to the left, and no longer am I hitting the walls. So that's fantastic. Let me just, go a little bit faster and change gears here. So I can stay away from the cars without worrying that I'm going to hit somebody. Oh, get out of the way. There we go. Oh. So now we kind of, much better where we were. Oh! All right, maybe I'm not so good at the game. All right, so that kind of gives you an idea. But this device is just unbelievable. It has so many other things it can work with. Trackballs, driving controllers, the Intellivision disc, which is a 16-direction disc. So if you like retro games, this is the device to get. But Vectrex is one of the true fathers of retro gaming, and I'm so happy that I finally was able to make this work. So if you can leave me some comments and thoughts on what else you'd like to see happen with a Vectrex build, I will try to see what I can do for you. All right, thanks a lot, and you can find these items at www.icode.com. Take care.